right? Okay, so what's the aim of this session? Okay, so essentially we want to raise your awareness, especially the younger people on the call, about the dangers of the internet, and all the things that you're doing online, and ourselves included as, you know, older people. You may not be aware how much you're exposing yourself, you know, so we have to be really careful with things like this, especially now, probably in the last, you know, 3 or 4 months, whilst everyone's been in lockdown, we've used the internet more than we ever have before. People have been either not working or working from home, you know, so that's more than ever. Also, is to help increase your digital resilience. And now what we mean by that is understanding the dangers of the internet, where you should and shouldn't go, and also who you're speaking to, and the kind of footprint that you're leaving online when you're obviously using various apps, websites, and so on. Okay. Okay, so we'll start off with a little poll. Okay, yeah, I think there was some feedback there. Sorry guys if there was any feedback on that just now. We'll start off with a little poll. So the poll is basically, if you consider all the time that you spend on the internet, then what 3 things do you use it for the most? Okay, so there's going to be a question popping up on your phone now, or your laptop. So think about how you use the internet and what do you use it for the most. Let's get, we'll give this a minute for everyone to make their votes. So this will be interesting to see. I did a test run with this with an older crowd and everyone said shopping. Well, but it's going to be totally different with the younger crowd. Okay, so it looks like half of the people have voted. Again, like I said, we can't see who's voted for what, but when you've casted your votes, we'll share them and we'll see what people are generally using their time for when they're on the internet. Come on, there's still a few of you. You don't need to be very tech savvy to be able to answer this poll. All right, we'll give it a little bit more time. There's about 3/4 of you voted, so there's a handful who still haven't voted yet.
Come on, guys. Pick 3 choices, please.
Yeah? All right, cool. We'll cap it there. Okay. So let's see. Okay, can everyone, well, yeah, I'm assuming everyone can see the results there. Okay, so shopping again, friendship, networking, and social media. They seem to be the things that we're using the internet for the most. Okay, I'm gonna give everyone an opportunity to chip in here, right? So if you want to unmute yourself and add in, what do you think? Obviously, there's benefits to being able to shop remotely online, and you know, friendship and networking. But can some of the young ones, especially, if you could let me know what could be a problem with shopping online or friendships and networking online or social media. 1 second. You should have the opportunity to, yeah, you should be able to unmute yourselves if you want to add something now. If you're not speaking, then you can stay on mute, yeah? Just it'll stop any feedback coming through.
So did you hear that?
People can have your card details.
People can have your card details. That sounded like Adam. Is that Adam?
Yeah.
Good lad. Yeah, perfect. So if you're not, you know, very careful when you're shopping online, even any secure website will have a padlock in the top left corner of the URL bar to signify that it's a safe website. Yeah. And if you're not seeing that, then you need to be careful because people could be phishing for your details. And the last thing you want is to, buy something that you think is going to cost you £20 and it costs you 200.
Sometimes you don't know who you're actually talking to on the internet.
Excellent. Okay, so you're touching there on the social media aspect and friendships. Okay, these obviously were in the top 3 that we just mentioned. So yes, if you are speaking to somebody on either a game or an online forum that you're not familiar with, anybody can often make an account on just an anonymous, set of details. And then we'll touch on this a little bit later. So yes, that's perfectly right. You may not be speaking to who you think you're talking to. So that's something to be very, very careful of. Excellent. Okay, we'll stop sharing that. Let's move on. Okay, so again, the risks and the benefits, although, as we said, shopping, making friends or networking online, and social media, they can help us to keep in touch with people, get things done at a click of a button, whereas we would have to probably spend an hour or two to go shopping to various different places. We can do it all from obviously the comfort of our homes. We have to stay vigilant and be a little bit careful when it comes to things like that at the same time. Okay. Right, so how do you stay safe online then? We know what the problem is, but how do you stay safe online?
By not giving personal details.
Okay, excellent. So is it always that somebody is going to ask you a direct question? Will somebody just say to you, oh, where do you live? Or, what are your mom and dad home? Are they going to be always direct when they ask you these kind of things?
No.
No. So this is the thing, we have to be really careful when we're sharing information with people that we don't know, what we say and how we say it, right? So you may say that, oh, my dad or my mom, they work night shifts. And so you've given away a big piece of information there, isn't it?
Be careful what you download.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. So yeah, this is obviously, stopping people from infiltrating files on your computer and accessing things like your contacts and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very important. Knowing what is safe and not safe to download. That's a brilliant one.
And you don't talk to people who you don't know. You only talk to people who you really know in real life.
Excellent. That's a brilliant one. Yes. So this is what I always say. Obviously, my children also play online games and things like this, but my rule for them is that unless you know that person from school or the academy or masjid or anything like that, unless it's a real person that face to face and we know them, then you can't be friends with them online either. So this kind of covers that angle. That's a very, very good one. All right, let's move. Okay, so on this point, I'm just going to share a video for you guys to watch now. Okay, just bear with me a second.
Right, guys, if you could, you can have a little short video. It's very interesting. There'll be different things happening in this video. This happens in everyday life. See what you can pick up and what you see. We'll have a little discussion straight after, and we'll take it from there. And we'd like to get your views, especially the ones who haven't really spoke yet. So view the video, and we'll see you in a bit. Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. How do you know him?
Come on, Donovan, do it like I taught you. Love the new tattoo, Sarah. Let's go!
Dude, what? Dude, that's Sarah. Who's Sarah? The girl in the pink shirt. That's the girl I was telling you about.
Oh, that's Sarah?
Theater 2 on your left.
Hey, Sarah. What color underwear today?
Hey, Sarah. So when are you going to post something new?
Anything you post online,
anyone can see. Family, friends.
See you later, Sarah.
Even not so friendly people. Think before you post.
That's interesting. Okay.
Right, guys. This is a short video.
What do you see? What do you think's going on in this video? What's
What do you see?
What's happening to this young lady? What's happening around
Everyone knows who she is.
What do you think? Can we have some suggestions? What do you see? What do you feel?
Someone posted her personal details and everyone knows what they are.
Okay. How do you think that's happened?
What do you think? Can we have some suggestions?
A hacker probably come like.
How do you think that's happened?
She might have posted. Have a public profile on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. So the important message here is there's a couple of things. First of all, it seemed like it was just people from her school, maybe, you know, attention that she wouldn't have minded. You know, people saying, "Oh, hello, Sarah," knowing things about her. And then as the video went on, it got a little bit more sinister, didn't it? There was, you know, people saying things that you probably wouldn't want them to know or say, right? So you may post or say something or do something online, which in the digital world, you can't take it back, you know? So once your picture or videos and things are out there, then, you know, unfortunately, you know, no matter how hard you try, people are always going to be able to use them or see them, okay? So you've got to be very careful. And sometimes we all say and do things in the heat of the moment, but you have to kind of have a cool head and remember that once, you know, you've posted something online, often you can't take it back.
And guys, how can we stop this from happening sometimes? Any suggestions?
You shouldn't post your personal details online.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And if you're not sure of anything, always ask an adult or a friend who knows a bit more. Never just post anything without thinking.
You can put your social media pages on private, so only your friends can see them.
Excellent. That's very, very mature. Excellent. Was it Mosem? Were you going to say something?
I was going to say the same thing as Haida. Keep like your profile private, so only like your close friends and family can see it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Again, it goes back to if you don't really know them in the real world, then you want to be careful what you're sharing with people, right? So, yeah, some of the points that we'd already thought about here, obviously it looks like you guys have covered them. Okay. Anonymous friend requests. Again, this is a big one, isn't it? Because on a lot of games and things that you guys probably use, anybody can, you know, be a friend, or a friend of a friend can just, you know, try and tap you up there. Okay, so there's a few points there basically surrounding the same kind of concepts. Excellent. Okay, here's another video, sort of two back to back. This hopefully is a little bit better quality than the one before.
Yeah, guys. So again, watch this little video and just kind of suss what's going on, how it's happening, and we'll get your views on it. Again, this can happen to anybody at any time of the day or the week, and this shows you the real dangers. So have a little look.
All right. Okay. Video, here we go.
Oh, hi, can I help?
Can I have a hot chocolate?
What's the name?
Joel.
What was the name?
Alex.
Alex. There you go, Johnny.
Cheers.
If you like our Facebook page, we give you a free hot drink and a free pastry.
We have a new like for Damien. We have a new like for Damien.
Hey, Carly, are you standing by?
Standing by. Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, I just liked your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll search Facebook now.
I'm searching Google.
I have a phone number.
I've got his email address.
Okay, Carly, are you ready for information on Damien?
Yep, I am.
Mother's maiden name is he banks with.
Carly, this is the girl coming in now with the blue scarf.
What's her name? Nicholas.
Nicholas. His date of birth, 7th of May. She lives at 38A.
Just be a couple of seconds.
2 children, age 4 and 6. Previous address. She's got photos.
Yep, got it. Damien, age 26 and a fitness instructor.
How do you know that?
Brody, who goes to UCL. Martin, who went to South Thames College. Assistant psychologist at Great Ormond Street.
How did you know?
I don't really understand.
Oh, pardon?
You know I'm a Christian as well.
Oh, yeah, we know everything about you, Martin. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Anna from Russia.
Wow, I think that one was a bit more hard hitting than the first. Let's go back to this. Okay, so what did you get from that, guys?
Just through their online profiles, they were able to get all that information about them.
There were people in the van, and I think they were telling them, and they were telling the customers, and they were getting creeped out.
Yeah. And did those people have to put everything on display? What did it take to share all that information?
The names.
What was the coffee shop asking for initially?
A like on social media.
Yeah. Yeah. So think about how many times do we go through various websites, pages and things, and people's profiles, and we just like this, put a heart there, all that kind of thing, right, without thinking, you know what I mean? And then just from a Facebook like, people were walking out of that coffee shop dumbfounded, looking at their coffee thinking, hang on, how do they know who I bank with and things like this, you know?
Guys, has anybody experienced anything like this, or do you know of anybody who's been in a similar position?
Nope.
So it's very easy for somebody to commit fraud just on a simple click. So we have to be careful. Again, if you don't understand anything, just ask an adult or somebody who knows. You know, you could get into a lot of trouble and a lot of stress.
All right, we're going to have another little poll. This is moving on to a different topic now, obviously. So cyberbullying, who's heard of it and knows what it is?
Cyberbullying is when someone bullies you online.
Okay. Can it be maybe just that people are joking, or is it always malicious and serious?
It can be serious.
It's a bit of both.
It could be either.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to stick another poll out there for you guys. Okay. So we'll give this a minute again, whether or not you may have, you know, come across it or experienced it at all. Okay, we've got half the people roughly who voted yet. Let's get a few more in. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask for details, so you can just answer honestly. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. Right, so majority of the people, it's a landslide, are saying that they haven't experienced cyberbullying, which is good news. But the statistics actually show quite the opposite, especially for younger groups of people. And it says that something like 43, I think, % of youngsters have been either picked on or experienced cyberbullying and reported it. Various organizations like the NSPCC get, you know, I think they mentioned between 15 and 1,600 calls they expect a year, you know, from people being cyberbullied. Now, if you think that, when you consider that if they get 15 or 1,600 calls in a year, how many more children were being bullied that were afraid to speak out or didn't know that they could approach the NSPCC? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so as these bullet points mentioned now, okay, so cyberbullying is harassment or bullying using electronic means. I think one of you guys mentioned that earlier. Okay, and it's become increasingly common. Obviously, most kids you see now from 8, 9, 10 years old, they're all carrying a phone, but they don't all know how to conduct themselves online. So what turns, or starts off as maybe a little joke and, a little bit of banter between people can quickly escalate. And especially, it can be, especially worse when it's groups of people picking on one person. And we've probably, even if we've not been directly involved, we've probably seen or heard of that. And there's obviously severe consequences to that. I don't know if you're aware of a couple of instances in the last couple of years where a couple of children were sort of driven to suicide. And then the worst thing was that there was people on their online feeds and things like that just actually egging them on, which is extremely worrying. So you have to, again, I think this goes back to what we mentioned early on, that if you know somebody in real life and then they're your friend online, that makes things so much better and easier. Because I know, if for instance, if I said to Ziarab, oh, you're an idiot, it's going to come across totally differently to me saying that to somebody I don't know and they're just a person that I've met online. Okay.
Also, guys, if you know anybody who's getting bullied, cyber bullied, it's good to report rather than joining in or ignoring it. Always help somebody out. Tell an adult, tell a teacher, tell somebody, because it's not on, and it's not good.
Okay, so there's a few statistics I'm just going to throw out here. I mentioned this second one that's just popped up now earlier. 43% of teens have been threatened online, and then more of them have reported multiple instances of that. And this is an important one, isn't it? I know this is an obvious reason, isn't it? The top one here, where because it's online, it feels like we're detached from the situation. I'm just typing a few words in here. It's nothing. It's just a text or a message or whatever. But things can, really hurt people, even though it might seem like it's just a message online or whatever, and it's easier to get away with if it's not being said to somebody's face.
Yeah. Just on that point, how many times have you all heard the term keyboard warrior? And we laugh, we think it's a joke, but it can really harm somebody. So just kind of bear that in mind.
Spot on. And this is an interesting one. See the last point at the bottom, that girls are twice as likely as boys to be the victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. That's interesting. I thought it would be a 50-50 split. Okay. Next topic, we're pushing on because we're getting to sort of half an hour mark now. So we'll try and get to these last couple of points and then we'll wrap it up soon. So let's get some participation from you guys. What is online grooming?
Come on, guys, don't be shy.
When
What's
older
online
people,
grooming?
when older people talk to kids and to like get their information and stuff, that they're actually older people, but they act as if they're a kid as well.
Excellent. Okay, so this picture, although it's just a grainy picture, it pretty much sums up, partially what online grooming is. Yeah. So there's an clearly older guy here. He looks way older than me, right? And he's pretending that he's 11 years old. And Sarah, who does look like she's probably 10 or 11, believes that she's probably talking to some young kid there. Yeah.
Is online grooming when older people try to groom little kids, but say that they're the same age?
That's it. Yeah. So that's one side of it, but definitely, yeah. I think initially when the term was coined some years ago, this is what they were referring to. But more recently, we've seen online grooming for different purposes, where people are using youngsters to maybe sell drugs on their behalf or get into crime on their behalf, and they'll pretend that they're kind of, you know, they're an older friend to them or something. Oh, you know, I'll look after you and this kind of thing and whatever, and get them involved inadvertently into sort of gangs, drugs and crime.
Can I just
come in there?
Mm-hmm.
Just want to come in there. Something that I've come across is some young people. They've been told that their family members or friends don't care. Their family members or friends are jealous of them, and they're trying to get them to do something that's against the law or something that can harm them. And it kind of continues up until a point where, you know, things get really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's move on a second. There's going to be our final poll here, guys. Okay. Right. Let's see what you guys think about this. Who is more likely to be groomed online? Boys, girls, or do you think there's an equal chance for both? Okay, we've got half the votes in. Let's get a few more. So remember, as I think a few of you mentioned, that online grooming was people pretending to be younger online than the kind of image or the profile that they're showing. But as I said, there's a few more kind of angles to it as well. Okay, so we've got almost all the votes in. Let's see what we've said. Okay, so not many people think that boys are subject to grooming online, and everyone else is pretty much evenly split, saying that it's either girls or that the risk is even. Well, yeah, according to NSPCC again and Childline, they say that it's an even split down the middle. So boys and girls are groomed online, and the thing is to note here, which is important, is that they, you know, groomed online for, you know, different reasons. Okay, so grooming is when someone builds an emotional connection with a child to gain their trust for the purposes of either sexual exploitation, trafficking, or terrorism. Now, terrorism is probably the most pertinent one that we're, interested in at the moment. Can anyone name a recent case that's been in the news for someone being groomed for terrorism purposes?
Shamima Begum.
Wow, brilliant. Very, very good. Yeah, so Shamima Begum was 15 when her and a couple of friends, I believe, decided to travel off to Syria, having spoken to, it was a Dutch guy that she was speaking to online who convinced her to do this. Now, I think there's a fair few people in here who are 15 or close to 15. So if Shamima and her friends could be duped, then there's a real risk, isn't there? I think her case is going now to the Supreme Court, which is basically the highest court in the UK, because her citizenship was revoked. So imagine the consequences of that. You know, being told that you've decided to embark on this terrorism and kind of going abroad for whatever purpose, and now it means that you've been stripped of your citizenship, so your family can't see you anymore, and you can't see your family and friends. So it's not just impacting you, one person, but all your friends and family as well. That was a brilliant answer. Thank you. Okay, so this is an important thing to remember here. The second point as well is that children can be groomed online, face to face, by a stranger, or even by people that they know. So it's important to speak to and get the views of various trusted adults. Yeah. So putting your trust in just one single person isn't always the smartest thing. Speak to teachers, speak to your coaches, speak to parents and older people in your family as well, older siblings. But the most important thing is if you're ever unsure or things don't seem quite right, then you need to speak.
Yeah, guys, just on that note, never keep it to yourself. Never, ever keep it to yourself. Always speak to somebody.
Okay, so on the subject of online grooming, and the fact that everybody or most people said that it would be either girls or mixed and even split, there's a video that I'm going to show you which is basically says the opposite to that. And this was again a case from about 5 or 6 years ago. So just give me a second while I pull that up.
Yeah, guys, again, pay attention to this video. You know, see what you can get from it, and we can have a little discussion after.
This video is going to be about 4.5 minutes long, but it's a really deep video. So just bear with us. And as it's more relevant to the fact that it's boys that were involved. Okay, so here we go.
Essex Police Emergency.
Okay, hello. I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
What do you mean? What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Are you telling me you've killed somebody?
I first met Lewis online. He's my friend.
Lewis is my friend.
Lewis is my friend.
Lewis is a mate. Lewis is my friend.
Lewis is Greg's friend.
He runs the fastest FPS server I've ever seen. The guys and I play Battlefield with him every day. He's an awesome programmer.
He's an awesome programmer. He is an awesome programmer. He's an awesome programmer. He's a good programmer.
Lewis lives in New York and has his own apartment. Lewis says he works for the government.
Lewis works for the government. Lewis works for the government. Lewis works for the government.
Lewis works for the government.
Lewis runs his own business. He says I should quit school and start my own company. He says I've got the right sort of mind. Lewis is a millionaire.
Lewis is a millionaire.
Lewis is a millionaire.
Lewis is a millionaire. Lewis is a liar.
Lewis says my friends are talking about me behind my back. He says that someone with a brain like mine is wasted on people like them. I'm going to be a programmer like Lewis.
Lewis is a liar. Liar. Lewis is a liar.
Lewis is okay. Mum and Dad say they're going to take my computer away. They say Lewis is dangerous. We've been friends for over a year now. Lewis says they can't do that. Lewis says they're trying to control me.
Lewis is a liar. Liar. Lewis is a liar.
Lewis is controlling my son.
Lewis says he's ill and needs to hand over his company to me, but we need to meet. He says he'll pay for the taxi. Lewis says I'm really gifted and he trusts me.
Lewis is a liar. Liar.
Lewis is a liar.
Lewis is a liar. 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 Lewis is a liar.
Lewis is my friend.
Are you telling me you've killed somebody?
Yes, I am.
On the 17th of February 2014, Lewis Staines, an online friend who Breck believed was a real friend, lured him to his flat where he was brutally murdered. We tried to convince him that he was in danger. If only Breck had believed us, my beautiful boy would still be alive today.
Okay.
So guys, we just want to get your thoughts and views on that video. So if you've got something to say, please raise your hand and we'll have a little discussion.
What were you seeing in this video?
How did this guy go wrong? Why
The
did
guy
he
in the game, he was grooming him, and he said that you should quit school and everything, and he groomed him.
Okay.
The groomer put thoughts into the other boy's head and then started like complimenting him and saying you're gifted, which made him like think that I can trust this guy.
So you reckon he built up a trust with a bit of
lies and stuff?
Yep.
He was
Did you
given
clock
a
anything
false
else
sense of
what he
security.
used? Sorry, did you clock anything else he was using to gain his trust, to get him where he wanted?
He was trying to show that he was wealthy and he had
Brilliant.
Playing games then.
He's telling lies.
Yeah. One of the ones that stood out for me is like, you know, saying people are jealous of you, your family and this, and showing him a kind of better life and stuff, distancing him from his family. You know, it's happening out there as we speak. You know, a lot of kids out there, they want to be with the in crowd and stuff. They want to be with the people who they think are cool, the ones who are wearing all the latest gear. All this can come into play. Any more?
What game were these guys playing, by the way? How did they know each other?
Call of Duty.
Battlefield.
Battlefield. Yeah, good attention to detail there. Yeah, so Battlefield, you know, online shoot 'em up multiplayer game. And do you guys? How many of you guys play similar sorts of games, Call of Duty, or games where all of you are kind of participating at once?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few of you. So, do you always know the other people that you're in a squad with and stuff like that on those games, or not?
Not always.
I don't play online.
That sounded like a guilty. I don't play online. Okay. Right. So, you know, for the guys in the group, obviously, or mostly all of you teenagers who play sort of group games online, again, goes back to, you know, there was a little note there after they said that Breck had been killed. It said your online friends, and then it kind of added a little bit. Do you really know your online friends? Yeah, and that's the important thing there. Okay. So reinforcing the message that we kind of said earlier about speaking to trusted adults and you know, various trusted adults, not just, you know, youth workers, teachers, whatever, but, you know, older siblings, parents, and other people, you know. All right. Is there any questions for us?
Is there anything you're not sure about?
Who are some of the like companies you can contact if you feel like you're going through them sort of issues?
Yeah, brilliant. So you know, your first point of contact could be either you know, us coaches that you see every week or twice a week, or your teachers. Yeah. If you know, obviously providing you're comfortable with that. And if not, if you want to, you know, remain totally anonymous and not share these kind of things with us, then there's obviously other professionals out there, Childline and other organizations. But if there's something obviously that you want to speak about and you don't want to mention it, you know, in this group chat or anything like that, you can get our contact details for all of the coaches at Alum Football Academy from our website, as it mentions there on the screen. You know, and you can speak to us in the first instance, and if it's, you know, we'll either be able to help you or direct you to a professional if that's the case.
What should we do if we were in a situation like Breck?
Like what?
Like
Breck. Oh, the kid in the video. Yeah. So first of all, I would say trust you know, trust your own instincts and trust the instincts of trusted elders, as we've said a couple of times. So what did Breck's mom think about the boy she was speaking to?
She thought he was a liar.
She thought he was a liar, that he was manipulating her son, and so on. Yeah. And even though his friends, he had a group of friends who all played the same online game, and initially they thought, oh yeah, this guy is really cool, he's got an apartment in New York and stuff. But then as time went on, what did his friends think?
His friends started to realize that he was lying, so his friends became safe.
Yes, right. So the guy committed the crime. He carried on picking on Breck because he realized that, oh, Breck believes me, and the others have sort of cottoned on to my lies and stuff. Yeah. So this is always a warning sign when many people are telling you that, look, this person's no good, stay away from them, don't listen to them and stuff, and especially when it includes elders, your parents, and so on. Then take that as a big warning sign that you should follow. So if you're ever in a situation like Breck, then look at other people around you or your parents and what are they saying, and take that as sound advice.
Breck's mom knew that Breck was in danger and she tried to stop him, but Lewis had already gained Breck's trust.
Very good. Yeah, that's excellent. Someone was paying real attention to the video or seen it before. But no, that's perfect. Yeah, so his mom obviously warned him, and his friends who initially were on board with the idea, they started warning him as well. But it obviously was too late for Breck. So let's make these right decisions at the right time. Yeah, because the thing is, when you are invested in somebody, it's hard to kind of break those preconceptions that you've got. If I think, if I've invested my thoughts in thinking that this person is not going to betray me, he's got my best interests at heart and so on, it can get to a point where your mom and dad will tell you that, look, this person is not good for you, and you can't see anything else. You're like, no, even my mom and dad are not wrong, not right, and they've got a hidden agenda or whatever it is. But remember, your parents, your family, your close friends, and other trusted adults, they always have your best interests at heart. All right. Any other questions, guys? Okay.
Any other questions from some of the kids who haven't spoken? Kasim, Ziad, Adam. No?
Okay. Cool. We're going to call it a wrap there. Thank you, everyone, for joining. There's going to be a few more workshops in the coming weeks on different topics. So we hope you'll bear with us. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more slick and a bit more entertaining and interactive than this one. It's our first one, so bear with us. But yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. We'll call it a day there.
Yeah, thank you, guys. See you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Thank you very much.
Especially you quiet ones. We're going to remember who stayed quiet.
Come on, Real
presentation, guys.
Come on, Real Madrid. Come on, Real.
I go watch Man City win Real Madrid.
No, they're not.
Come on, Benzema.
They're gonna get destroyed.
Listen, Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
See you later.
Bye.
Dafis.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
You're welcome.